Jaya Jaya Gurudev, 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 Jaya Jaya Gurudev. अभय चरणारविंद भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी शीला प्रभुपाद की, इस्कॉन फाउंडर आचार्य शिला प्रभुपाद की, नामाचार्य शिला हरिदास ठाकुर की, ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की. All glories to assembled devotees. All glories to assembled devotees. All glories to assembled devotees. All glories to Shri Guru and Gauranga. All glories to Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Hare Krishna. So welcome to the morning Bhagavatam class and happy Pandav Nirjala Ekadashi everyone. So today we are reciting the verse from Canto 4, Chapter 8, titled Dhruva Maharaj Leaves Home, and the text number 30. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Text 30. Ato matropadishtena yogena varutsasi yat prasadam savai pumsam durarajyo mato mama ata matropadishtena yogena varutsasi yat prasadam savai pumsam durarajyo mato mama ata matropadishtena yogena varurutsasi yat prasadam savai pumsam durarajyo mato mama. Prabhuji. Ata matropadishtena yogena varurutsasi yat prasadam savai pumsam durarajyo mato mama. Ato matropadishtena yogena varurutsasi yat prasadam savai pumsam durarajyo mato mama. Ata matropadishtena yogena varurutsasi yat prasadam savai pumsam durarajyo mato mama. Mataji. Ata matropadishtena yogena varurutsasi yat prasadam savai pumsam durarajyo mato mama. Ata matropadishtena yogena varurutsasi yat prasadam savai pumsam durarajyo mato mama. Ata matropadishtena Yogena varurutsasi yat prasadam svavai pumsam Durarajo mato mama. Word to word meaning. Atha. Therefore. Matra. By your mother. Upadishtena. Being instructed. Yogena. By mystic meditation. Avarurutsasi. Want to elevate yourself. Yat prasadam. Whose mercy. Sa. That. Why. Certainly. Pumsam. Of the living entities. Duraradhya. Very difficult to perform. Matha. Opinion. Mama. My. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Translation, please repeat. And now you have decided to undertake the mystic process of meditation under the instructions of your mother, just to achieve the mercy of the Lord. But in my opinion, such austerities are not possible for any ordinary man. It is very difficult to satisfy the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Purport, please listen. The process of Bhakti Yoga is simultaneously very difficult and very easy to perform. Sri Narada Muni, the Supreme Spiritual Master, is testing Dhruva Maharaj to see how determined he is to prosecute devotional service. This is the process of accepting a disciple. The great sage Narada has come to Dhruva under the direction of Supreme Personality of Godhead just to initiate him. Yet he is testing Dhruva's determination to execute the process. It is a fact, however, that for a sincere person, devotional service is very easy. But for one who is not determined and sincere, this process is very difficult. Let's do Mangalacharan. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobishtim Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kada Mahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Sri Guru Sriyuta Padakamalam Sri Gurum Vaishnavamsya Sri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathan Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Lalita Sri Vishakan Vitamsya He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpa Tarubhyacha Krupa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadara Shivasadi Gaura Bhaktarunda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna. So welcome once again. So we are continuing the chapter Dhruva Maharaj leaving home. So for those who have not attended previous verses, just a briefly recap. So Dhruva Maharaj wanted to sit on his father's lap, and the Suniti and Surichi, the two mothers, one is stepmother, one is own mother. Surichi said, no, you are not supposed to sit on his lap. to sit on the Uttanapada, the father's lap, you have to take birth from Suruchi's home, my home, and then you are eligible. Then Dhruva Maharaj, Dhruva, went back to his mother, Suniti. Suniti said, okay, you go and take the shelter of Vishnu. And then based on mother's instructions, he started going to the forest. Then Narada Muni met Dhruva Maharaj. And then this is the verse spoken by Narada Muni to Dhruva Maharaj, and the previous verses as well. If you see the translation, I'll read one more time. Now you have decided to undertake the mystic process of meditation under the instruction of your mother, just to achieve the mercy of Lord. But in my opinion, such austerities are not possible for any ordinary man. It is very difficult to satisfy the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So the word which we can focus is, it is very difficult to satisfy the Supreme Lord. Even though whatever austerities we try to do in the material world, it's very difficult. But today, what I would like to focus is in the purport, the first line. If you see, the process of Bhakti Yoga is simultaneously very difficult and very easy to perform. And in the last line also, Prabhupada concluded that it is a fact, however, that for a sincere person, devotional service is very easy. But for one who is not determined and sincere, this process is very difficult. So let's try to analyze this statement. The devotional service is easy as well as difficult. First, we'll try to understand based on our experience, then we'll take some scriptural references as well to understand it more properly in detail. So if you say when it is devotional service is easy, when we say it is easy, so generally whenever the devotees come to the temple, neophyte stage, beginning stage, people will suggest do one round of chanting, come and have prasadam, right? It's very easy, right? Doing the one round of chanting, maybe 7, 8, 10 minutes maximum for the neophyte. So he will do that, and he'll take prasadam, and then go, and he'll come regularly. That will motivate him to come temple regularly. It's very easy, simple process. But as you progress, what will happen? You start coming regularly. You do every day, coming and doing the chanting and honoring prasadam. After a few days, you see other people doing more rounds. You try to increase to 2, then 4, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16. And on some Ekadashi days, some people will do more rounds, 25. Right? So this is the process. In this process, if you analyze, no one is forcing you to do that. Right? By seeing others, you are trying to increase your rounds. Right? No one is putting gun on your head, okay, do 14 rounds today, do 16 rounds. That is not happening. Everything, it's coming voluntarily by getting inspiration from others, right? So this looks process very easy. How it is happening? By you are developing the taste towards chanting by seeing others, or other option is you are reading Bhagavad Gita or Srimad Bhagavatam. Those scriptures, when you are hearing and reading, that is more inspiring you to take up this more and more chanting. So you never felt anything difficult in that whole process. You are gradually progressing, right? So that is one scenario. Another scenario, if you see that, and again neophyte stage, you come to the temple, you started doing one round of chanting and then having prasadam, right? But if you see other people, like generally Matajis will do, sitting 4 to 5 hours on the temple and do the garland without getting up, right? So they're 5 to 6 hours, sometimes full day they will be doing it. When you see that austerity, you feel, oh, it is very difficult, I can't do that, right? And some days, people, like in the beginning stage, neophyte stage, you may think that, okay, and next time, if other people are doing 16, 17 rounds, you are doing only one round, okay. I am fine, for me one round is easy, but 16 rounds, it is very difficult. So that the feeling will come, right? So, and if you see the Pandav Nirjala Ekadashi, most of the people are celebrating. Staying without water, even without any food grains for full day, some people may feel it is very difficult. Even for most of the people, it is very difficult. But still, people are doing. So, the scenario, if you observe, there are two possibilities. One, sometimes you feel easy, and then gradually you will elevate. But sometimes you think that it is very difficult. Some other people, when you see other people, sometimes you will feel it's very difficult. You will same activity. Sometimes you feel difficult and sometimes you feel easy. This is all our perception. The mind is making you to think that way, that this task is easy, this service is easy, and this service is difficult. This is all your mind is making you to think that way. initially, all you need is see when you are doing the first one round of chanting in the beginning, what you are having the determination and sincerity, right? That makes you to continue. And as you progress also, you need to maintain that sincerity and the determination. When you have these two, then nothing will be difficult, everything will be easy. So that is one point we can learn. Another scenario we can think of. So just I'm giving practical experience, then we'll take the scriptural references, why devotional. Another example. So throughout the year, we celebrate many festivals in the temple. Like you come to the temple, attend the festival, and you evening temple festival you attend Abhishek and have prasadam. You are trying to leave the temple. Suddenly, myself or Madhav Garanga Prabhu, we both are coordinating volunteers for the various festivals. We'll see you. Prabhuji, there is no one in the temple, in kitchen. We need someone for cleaning the pots in the kitchen. So you are about to leave at that time. Generally, but what is your mind is thinking, you have to go home, you are staying very far. Maybe you have genuine reason, throughout the day you are busy at work, right? But if you ask someone, what will happen? Though task, that service you must have done many times previously, but what will happen at that moment, you feel it is very difficult, right? So these are all the various scenarios in the practically we are trying to, when the Prabhupada was saying, Bhakti Yoga, it is very difficult and easy to perform devotional service. In the different circumstances, we feel same activity, we feel difficult, but under the different other circumstances, we feel it is easy. So these are all the various experiences we had in throughout our devotional process. So now, moving to this is based on our experience we are discussing. Now moving on to the scriptural references. See, when we do the 16 rounds daily, and daily one verse of Bhagavad Gita or Bhagavatam you are reading as part of your sadhana. You have been doing it for so many years continuously. And suddenly, you are finding that, okay, you are not finding time to do 16 rounds. Or you are not finding time to read one verse of Bhagavatam or Bhagavad Gita daily. Right? As you progress, you are finding it very difficult to do these kind of activities. Then what will happen? So, the reason why it is happening, you find that the same activity you are doing 16 rounds without any difficulty. Now you start feeling it is very difficult to finish 16 rounds. You are finding time, you are taking so much time and your mind is not supportive. So the change is happening. Why such change will happen? We can understand through some scriptural references. See, we know Supreme Personality of Godhead, Radha Gopinath Krishna, right? He is always he looks like a 16-year-old boy. He will be playing with cowherd boys. He is playing with gopis, and he is always constantly playing with cows and playing flute. But he is also creator of this universe, right? We know, but then how Krishna is getting the time to do all those things. Krishna doesn't do anything on his own. Krishna has different energies. Broadly, the three categories of energies we can think. One is internal potency, internal energy. Second one is external potency and external energy you can call, or marginal, the tatastha shakti, right? These are the three different categories. So internal potency is responsible for all spiritual activities, and that is yoga maya. And external potency is the mahamaya, the material energy. The jiva is the tatastha shakti. Why jiva is tatastha, marginal? Either you can incline to a devotional internal potency, or you may be influenced by external potency. That's why he is marginal. So when the jiva is under the shelter of internal potency, all you think is, because under the shelter of Radha Gopinath, under the shelter of Radha Rani, then your devotional practice is very easy. But when you come under the shelter of yoga mahamaya, the material energy, maya we call, right? When you are under the shelter of maya, what will happen? Your mind start disturbing, wandering everywhere except your devotional. That makes our process very difficult. So when we are under the shelter of internal energy of Krishna, we will be able to do the devotional service easily. But when you are under the shelter of Maya, the yoga mahamaya, the external potency, you find the activity which you are doing very enthusiastically, very easily, now that will become very difficult. So this is another one reference. Same thing is conveyed in Bhagavad Gita, chapter 9, text 13. Mahatmanastut mam partha daivim prakritim ashrita bhajanti ananya manaso jnatva bhutandim avyayam. So Mahatma, the first line, right? The great soul, what will be the doing? Daivim Prakritim. They will be taking under the shelter of divine energy, that is internal potency. Then what will happen? Bhajanti Ananya Manasa. So you will be doing devotional service without any deviation. So that is what the. So what is the opposite to Mahatma? Duratma. So Duratma, what will be happening to Duratma? They will not be taking the shelter of internal potency. Then they will be having the difficulty in performing devotional service. So these are the two references. One is in terms of the energies of Krishna, and second thing, same thing in Bhagavad Gita verse. And another important thing is mentioned is nectar of instructions, Upadeshamrita. There are two verses. Take number text 2 and text 3. Text 2 mentions, like, so when you do the devotional service, when you start losing the focus, means you are losing the taste of the devotion. That's why you will be finding very difficult. When you are finding the good taste, you will do it very easily. But when you are doing it in a, you are not finding the good taste, means you are not, it will be very difficult. So under which circumstances you start losing the taste for your devotional service? That is the verse in Nectar of Instructions, text 2. Atyahara prayasascha prajalpo niyamagrama jnana janasangascha laulyamcha sadbir bhaktir vinashyati. So in the Nectar of Instructions, it was mentioned there are 6 factors that will influence our mindset. Due to those activities, when we do, what will happen? We deviate our mind from bhakti to material wise. When you do all those activities, what will happen? You will not find the time. Like if you see analyze those 6 factors, the ultimate, the common point is your mind is not focusing on devotion rather than something else, material things. So because of that, you are more and more engrossed or entangled in those activities. You will not find time to do your devotion. That is the reason. Then you find, okay, you know, in the 24 hours previously you are doing 2 to 3 hours you are able to do, but now you are hardly you are getting 2 to 3 hours time to do chanting. So that will happen. So what are those 6 factors? Eating more than necessary or collecting more funds than required. So the one of the 6 factors it was mentioned in Upadeshamrita, then text 2 is, one is eating more than necessary or collecting more funds than required. So when you start doing, like in general, when we heard in many Prabhupada per person lectures, right? In this material world, we have enough things available for everyone. Like if you see the small ant to big elephants in forest, they all are able to survive without having any difficulty. Everybody is getting food, water, grains, everything. It's plenty. It's available in everyone's need as to fulfill everybody needs. But what is our thing? What we are doing? But only human beings are having this attitude to consume more and more. Example: if you keep a bag of rice outside, the birds will come and it will take how much ever they need, right? But what human being does? He take complete bag and keep it in the house. That is what a human tendency, right? So that is our nature. Or if not taking full bag, you will take 2-3 kilos of rice, so thinking that, okay, I will use for night, tomorrow morning, or for 1 week, I will use it. That would be your tendency. What birds doing? Just taking how much ever, 3-4 grains or 10 grains, it will take and go. So that is the difference. What is this is our mentality. So when you are thinking, when you are trying to accumulate more and more, what will happen? You will not have a time for bhakti, obviously. 6 rounds of chanting also, it's 1 round of chanting also, it will be very difficult, because mind is always thinking, okay, how to get food, where to go, and how to collect, how much you have to collect, right? These are all where your mind will be thinking. Obviously, you will not find any time to focus on devotion. So when you are spending too much time, you will not have any on other things. You will not have any time to focus on your devotional service. And over endeavoring for mundane things that are very difficult to obtain. So the second reason this verse is, we are trying to get more material things which are very difficult to obtain. See, in Prabhupada many purports and lectures it was mentioned, right? The difference between the humans and the animals, the difference is only intelligence, right? The other activities, what human is doing, animal is doing the same thing. But only difference is humans having the intelligence. But what we are to do with the intelligence? Why God has given us intelligence. We have to get the intelligence is given to human beings to think that why I am here, why I am I am getting this kind of life, and where other people are so miserably suffering in different parts of the world, right? You understand that. You should think that why I am getting, why, what is the guarantee that tomorrow I will not get into that situation, right? So these are all the various things that you have to use the intelligence to get these answers, right? You have to use the intelligence, and then when you understand, then you approach the bona fide spiritual master, and then you go there based on his instructions, start reading scriptures. Then you, using your intelligence, understand the scriptures thoroughly and practice. And when you do that, and then preach others, right? When you get proper knowledge, then you preach others. When you all do all these things, what will happen? So your intelligence you are using in a right way, then you will be able to do your bhakti. But what will happen? Generally people are doing, you are very intelligent, and what you will do, suppose instead of using your intelligence in developing spiritual knowledge, you focus on trying to achieve some material things. Example, you are very good in some skills which helps you to run business successfully. What will you start a business? After 1 year, 2 years, your business is running successfully. Then you will have a dream, aspiration. Okay, I want to make this company $1 million company. Then you work hard for that $1 million. To achieve $1 million company, from small company to million, it's not an easy. You have to spend your effort 100% or 200% effort you have to put to achieve the goal. Then fortunately you achieved, after a couple of years struggle, you achieved the $1 million. Then you want to achieve the $1 billion revenue. Then you fund more. Then after that you want to list the company in a big stock exchange, New York Stock Exchange or London Stock Exchange or many other. So you will keep thinking aspiration. What is happening? Your effort is going, and that is what you are trying to endeavor more, which is with the hard work, with more and more labor, more and more effort. So throughout the process, what is happening? No time for devotion, right? You are always thinking how to, and in that corporate world, you will have so much competition. So many people try to bring you down, right? And you have to you have to defend everywhere and focus. So you will not have a time. So that's why the second state, over endeavoring for mundane things that are very difficult to obtain. So some people are able to balance, but majority cases people fail, right? So we have many devotees examples in the Buddhas who are running business successfully, and they are balancing devotee. But it is not possible for everyone, right? But majority people will have difficulties. So taking unnecessary about different mundane subject matters, that is another thing. The third point, which is as per prajalpa, that is called prajalpa. So when two people person meet, if you go to outside world, office, mostly nowadays some people are working from home, some people are going to office in different situations. But when you go to work, what will happen? You go to coffee catch up or some catch up, what will you talk? You talk about sports, politics, and so many stuff. When you do it every day, you start interacting with them, you start talking to them, what will happen? You also develop a taste on those subjects. So you try to explore more, and your time will be completely, you will be spending on those activities. So you will not have a time to focus on your bhakti. See, all the 6 reasons, whatever is happening, the key underlying crux, the key message is, your mind is going away from other tasks. You are trying to do more time, spend more and more time in doing other tasks, and you are not finding time to bhakti. That makes and when you realize that, okay, today I didn't do my chanting, then you feel that, okay, it's very difficult. Then you think, okay, 16 rounds is very difficult. Though Prabhupada gave the 16 rounds, initially it was 64 rounds, but Prabhupada, all based on devotees' request, it was 16 rounds. Now you think that even 16 rounds is very difficult, right? That's how, when you do all these activities, when you spend time on all such things, obviously you will not have any time to do all the things. But when you associate with devotees, what will happen, right? Machita madgata prana bodhayanta parasparam katayantischa mamyacham tushyanticha ramantischa. So if you associate with worldly people, you will develop taste on your all sports, politics, and so much other nonsense. But when you do with devotee, what will happen? Devotees, they always tell, like, The thoughts of my pure devotees dwell in me. Their lives are fully devoted to my service, and they derive great satisfaction and bliss from always enlightening one another and conversing about me. So when the devotees meet each other, they glorify Krishna, they listen Krishna's pastime, they discuss. So that way what will happen? You are inspired to more and more service. Now even if you do 25, 30 rounds also, you won't find it is very difficult because you are in the association. So devotees association means under misconception. Okay, we can do associate, two devotees will meet but go for a movie. That is not association, right? So we need to be very careful. So when you do devotees meet, what you have to do as per this Bhagavad Gita, Chatushloki Bhagavad Gita, you need to discuss about Krishna, thoughts of, you have to discuss pastimes of Krishna, bhakti, devotional. When you do that, both will grow in the devotion. Otherwise, again, you will find difficulty. The fourth point is practicing the scriptural rules and regulations only for the sake of following them and not for the sake of spiritual advancement, or rejecting the rules and regulations of the scriptures and working independently or whimsically. So this is what. So we have to, first thing is, when we the problem in the current society is like we have scriptures and we have gurus. Scriptures, people will generally from Indian background, with as soon as we say scriptures, beyond our Krishna consciousness, with okay, Vedas, so they will remember. You right, Rig Veda, Yajur Veda, Sama Veda, and all those 4 Vedas people. But like if you don't have a right guidance, what will happen? The yoga Vedas will have different sections. Karma Kandi section will be there. That mentions, so if you do this yajna, this puja, you will get so and so thing. If you do something other yajna, you will get money. You will get, if you do one more yajna, you will get big house, right? This Karma Kandi section of Veda provides all those sections. So if you are trapped in this thing, then you think that okay, I am studying Vedas, I am practicing Vedas, but what will happen? You will be again doing the same thing, right? You will be entangled in this material world. You have to, for every action you do, you have to get the reaction, and that will give you another birth. So that is what happens. So first thing is what you have to study. Though there are many scriptures, you need to understand. For that, you need to go to Guru. And again, we have a problem in the society. There are multiple gurus available whom we need to approach. There are some are very bona fide gurus are there, some are bogus gurus are there. You need to be very careful choosing the guru, not based on the fan following, right? Not by, if the guru person is talking continuously, always talks about Krishna, then he will always motivate you to do service to Krishna. That guru is a bona fide guru. That is a key, major, basic thing you have to understand. Otherwise, guru, if he is telling that okay, you do this puja or you chant this name and you will get so much money, you will get so much building, that is not a true guru. The true guru always motivates you to perform devotion. So that is the case. So these are the problems. When you don't have a right guru, what will happen? You will take an incorrect message from the scriptures and you follow. And you follow incorrect gurus as well. You don't follow the bona fide gurus. Then what will happen? Again, you will not get the. So that what will happen? Sometimes there are many scriptural rules will be there. If your guru is not bona fide, guru will give some definition of that instruction, and you will take some other instruction. You don't follow. Suppose you have to follow 4 regulative principles Prabhupada gave very clearly, and why if we get it required, and if we follow, what will happen? So Prabhupada gave very thing clearly, and then you understand. But you don't try to give your own definition to 4 regulative principles. Throughout our community, everybody takes that message, whatever Prabhupada has given, and everyone follow. You don't give your own definition, or you don't try to follow on your own way as per your comfort. Right? This is the standard. 4 principles, everyone has to follow. So that is why this is what missing in the society. That way, what will happen? You will not be able to get the proper bhakti in your life, and you will be deviating from the path. So this is another 4th principle. And the 5th one is also, the remaining things are as well, associating with the worldly minded persons, we discussed as well in other example, being greedy for mundane achievements. So these are all the various 6 factors which nectar of instructions it was mentioned. So because of these activities, when you entangled in these activities, you lose the taste for devotion. And then finally, you find it very difficult to perform the devotional service. So this is the one. And the other thing, when the process is easy, that also next verse in next of instruction, the next verse is also it is mentioned. Those are the 6 factors here there as well. being enthusiastic. When a devotion, when you are very much enthusiastic, you will, and then endeavoring with confidence. Whatever devotional practice you are doing, the chanting 16 rounds or any nirjala, with confidence you need to do. We'll discuss. And being patient and act according to the regulative principles. Abandon the association of non-devotees and following the footsteps of previous acharyas. These are the various 6 principles the nectar of instruction is mentioning. When you follow this, your devotion will be very easy. Like, see, the first one is you enthusiastic, and the confidence, the patient, and all these. So, but the last point is following the footsteps of previous acharyas, right? So, when you follow, this is the, if you take this point first, then you go back how other qualities can be developed. We can see when you start following the footsteps of previous acharyas, Prabhupada and many other acharyas, right? Based on their instructions, when we see those things, what will happen? It will inspire us, right? So Prabhupada, at the age of very old age, he went to America. After suffering 3 heart attacks, he continued preaching in America, right? When we hear all those things, how much faith, how much conviction he got, right? So, on Krishna. Based on that, he was performing all these activities. So, we can, when we listen those activities, yes, this path is very clear, correct. Then you will, I can also follow the same path. That inspiration will come. That is where you will develop enthusiasm in performing devotion. So, when you pastimes of previous acharyas, when you listen, that based on their history, the pastimes, you will be enthusiastic. Not only that, you will be confident, right? For sure, what we see Prabhupada history, how he did all the devotional service. When you see that, okay, he achieved, and many sannyasis, guru in the ISKCON parampara, many gurus they were able to successful in their path of devotion. When you see all these stories, pastimes, you will be very confident. Yes, if I follow, I know what would be my end goal, what would be my end destination. So you will have 100% confidence, right? So, and then you will be very tolerant. You will be patient. You will not have any demotivation. Okay, how long I have to do, how many years I have to do. You will know, right? The path is very clear. If you follow the path, you will reach the destination. So even if it is a longer time, you will have a patience to tolerate. You will have a time. You will wait for the until you get the right time. And you will not associate with the non-devotees, and then these are all the things will happen. So these are the activities. When you follow the guru, acharyas, you will get all the required qualities. Then your devotional will be very easy. So another point in this purport, it was mentioned, Guru will be testing that Narada Muni in this pastime of Dhruva Maharaj, he is testing Dhruva Maharaj. Like he was saying that this process is very difficult. Not every ordinary person can follow practice, and it is very difficult to please Supreme Lord by following this kind of austerities, he say. But this is the test. Now, because we know from the past time, he wanted to see how determined Dhruva Maharaj in practicing this. So he was doing the testing. Similarly, we can hear many such tests from our scriptures. Like one example we can see. It's not exactly devotional based, but in the Mahabharata, Dronacharya was the guru. He became guru for all the, to teach all the archery and everything. So he was a teacher for all the Kauravas and Pandavas. But what he did, he put the test for each and every person. Arjuna, he saw that he is having good skills for archery. He taught archery. Like he put the test for each and every. In the Mahabharata, we read all the stories, right? He will put a test, and based on the test, who is having what ability, he will decide. Similarly, even Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati pastime, if you take, there also, when Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati, at the age of 26th, I think, he asked his father, "No, I need to go take the Guru, or shelter of Guru." Then Bhakti Vinod Thakur advised to go to the Gaura Kishore Das Babaji, right? If you see, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati is very scholarly person, very educated. He is very good in devotion and scholarly person, right? He is very fluent in English. But his father advised Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati to go to take the shelter of Gaura Kishore Das Babaji Maharaj. And who is he? He doesn't know reading and writing, but he's always transcendental person. So Bhakti Vinod Thakur knows the potency of the Gaura Kishore Das Babaji Maharaj. So instructed Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati to go to take the shelter of Bhakti Gaura Kishore Das Babaji Maharaj. And Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati went there, and he told that Maharaj, I wanted to take your shelter. Then what Gaura Kishore Das Babaji told, okay, you are very scholarly person, very educated. Why I am not illiterate, I don't know anything. What is the point in taking my shelter? Then Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati told, if my education and my qualification is not allowing you to take the shelter, it's of no use. I am very ashamed of this my qualification. That was the words Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati. Then Gaura Kishore Das Babaji Maharaj told, okay, give me 1 week time. I will ask God, and when he whatever based on his instruction, I will agree, I'll take. Then Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati came back for after 1 week. Then he told, okay, I forgot to ask God about you. Then Gaura Kishore the Master told to Bhakti Siddhanta. Then again he said, okay, you come back next week. Then he went back and he came after 1 week. Then again Gaura Kishore Das Babaji Maharaj told again, oh, I forgot to ask God. Like that it happened, multiple iterations. Then Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati understood that no, he is not going to. Then what he told, okay, this is now I am not going back anywhere. If you don't give the initiation on under your lotus feet, I will commit suicide by jumping from that bridge. Something is there, water. I will jump into the water and commit suicide. Then Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati got shelter under the Gaura Kishore Das Babaji Maharaj. So this is what this proves, that determination. In our bhakti, we need determination is required. Then what happened after associating with the Gaura Kishore Das Babaji Maharaj? Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati understood that essence of all Vedic literature is chanting. By doing chanting, we can get purification. So after that, for he chanted, I think it's 1 billion holy names he chanted. And then it took almost 10 years. From after that, he started preaching. So this story gives 2 key factors. Before concluding this lecture, what these Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati pastime gives 2 key messages. One is, to progress in bhakti, we need determination. The next one is sincerity. The determination, if you see Gaura Kishore Das Babaji Maharaj told 3 times, 4th times, then finally he was very determined that if you don't give me shelter, I will commit suicide. I will die. That was his thing. And the next thing, sincerity. For next 10 years, he believed that the chanting is the one which purifies and which makes them to progress in devotion. Sincerely, he did for 10 years. And then he was able to progress in devotion. So these are the key elements. We can see in the Dhruv Maharaj pastime also. If you see, he was very determined. Even subsequent verses we see, he was very determined to perform. Even Narada Muni got convinced, and he will give the mantra, Om Namo Narayana, Om Namo Bhagavate, I think some mantra, Om. He will give it. And then he will do with the, like if you see the subsequent verses, he will do very severe austerity. So he is not compromised in austerity. He does all the sincerely, he does all the mystic yoga process with the bhakti, and he will see Vishnu. So this is the conclusion. Though based on the purport, right, devotion is difficult and easy. How it is easy? Based on our determination and sincerity, devotion process will be easy. Otherwise, it will be difficult. So I will conclude here. Any comments? Yes, Prabhu. Yes, Prabhu. Yes, because in the Satya Yuga, meditation is the key for progress in devotion, and later different yugas having different deity worship in Dwapar Yuga, Treta Yuga, Yajna, and finally Kali Yuga is Sankirtan. So Satya Yuga is the meditation. So see, but people are doing sacrifice, but the main thing, like in the Kali Yuga, we have our holy name is Sankirtan, right? But we do many other devotional aspects. But key thing for your progress in bhakti is chanting the holy name. Similarly, in the different yugas, that is the main activity for the progress in bhakti. Okay, Grantara Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Gaura Bhakta Vrunda ki jai.